message out there that what is a religious brother? What does a religious brother do? What is community life about? What are our different charisms about? So it's an excellent time for us to work in parishes, with the people, through the media, and in other ways of getting a clarity out there of what the religious brother's vocation is all about.
Well, to be a religious brother, one of our confreres once said that brother is a verb, and I really, like that because there's an active aspect to it, certainly a ministerial, an apostolic aspect to it. You live with other brothers, certainly in community, a life of prayer. It's a life of service, of humility, which is not always easy sometimes.
Living a life as a brother has been a exploration of myself, has been a deepening of my faith, a deepening of my experience with God. I always used to laugh because my students would always ask when I was that, why would you become a brother? What would be the things? Why? I mean, I don't understand. And I would say, well, it's not why become. It's enriching oneself. It's growing deeper in an understanding of your relationship with God and becoming more of who you really are and deepening yourself in a more profound than you would if you just walked into somebody on the street and had a conversation with somebody in another profession.
Well, the Franciscan Brothers of Brooklyn, I was always attracted to the ideals of St. Francis of Assisi, and I always wanted to be a teacher. So the two things came upon me more than me pursuing them. I think God had a way in putting those things together in my path, so I couldn't avoid it. So I had the beauty of the teaching vocation and the beauty of the religious vocation both merged together in the Franciscan Brothers of Brooklyn. And so that's why I knew I had to follow that path.
So I started to look at different ads, vocations ads, and I saw something for a group of Franciscan brothers. And so I went back to school and asked Sister Lucille about, what is a brother, because I'd never heard of a brother. And so I just began to think about Franciscans a lot at that point and read up on St. Francis, and by the time I went to high school, I pretty much had decided that I wanted to be a Franciscan. I didn't know what type of Franciscan I wanted to be, but nonetheless, I wanted to be a Franciscan.
Well, to be a Franciscan brother is to be the brother to another. Your own confreres as well as the people of God with whom we interact on a daily basis, whether they are students or co-workers, colleagues, to be a kind of a living presence, really, of the working of the Holy Spirit, to be witness to the gospel.
It was the greatest experience. I wish we could do it more often, but it's just something about us where I don't believe we have to do this, and yet once you do it, those of us who do it find out that it's an energizing thing. Glad to make me know that I'm part of this crazy group.
Things that motivate you to try to make a difference. I think you think back what the Greeks said, many years ago. This is to tame the savages of man and make gentle the life of the world. And I think that if one pursues that, it'll make a difference.
I think very, very strongly that we give good example to people, knowing who we are, knowing how we've been teaching for so many, many years in the Diocese of Brooklyn. They know that we are a real value to the Diocese of Brooklyn, to the schools that we have, the schools which are our own or wherever we work. They are just great value to them.
Really took that to heart because I found the Franciscan community was a very active community, chiefly at that time in education, as we still are. But at that time we ran lots of elementary schools and the college and high schools.
Promote hope. We live in a world where that virtue of hope is so essential. So a Franciscan stands as a model of somebody who hopes and believes in the future, in what our Holy Father tells us, in what the Gospels tell us, and what Francis lived, because Francis mirrored Christ, and that was what he was known best for. And then finally, to be living instruments of peace. How do we do that as we're interacting with our parents, with our brothers in community, with the people we minister to, with our worldview, how we talk about things? Are we daily a minister of peace?
Sometimes you just have to come and see. And, you know, when someone wants to explore religious life, it's come and see. Come and see the beauty of our life as Franciscan brothers. You won't be disappointed.
I'm Brother Khalid.
I'm Brother Mark.
I'm Brother Joshua.
I'm Brother Vincent.
I am Brother Beckett.
I'm Brother Jeremy.
I'm Brother Jeff.
I am Brother James.
I'm Brother Joseph.
We are Franciscan Brothers of Brooklyn.